What is up, guys? It's time for another episode of Beyond the Board. Now, I know when I did Bray's interview last time we shot here, I did say I was going to go the Bob Burnquist route, which I still am, but kind of changed the direction I wanted to go this episode. I want to make this a little more personal, a little more connecting for not just myself, but you guys. So we're going to talk about, and I'm going to build as I talk about getting my first complete board, my first pro board that I got. I know I briefly talked about it on my Origins episode 1, but we're going to kind of break down a little more. We're going to get a little more into the sentimental connection that I'm sure we all have with having our first board. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to build it. And I want you guys to comment on the video about your favorite, your personal complete, your first complete, or we're going live on the Instagram for this one. Like I said, I want to make this one a little more special since I'm about to head out for more military duties. So stay tuned for another episode of Beyond the Board. And what is up, guys? Welcome back to a very special episode of Beyond the Board. And I just want to say hi to all of my Instagram followers. We're going live on this one. I wanted to make this a little personable, a little more deep connecting, since I am once again leaving for another military mission. Not even a month since I got back from COVID orders. This is a little bit of a different mission. Oh, excuse me. You'll be seeing me probably post some stuff, my adventures coming up. But today, like I said, we are going to talk about, and I'm going to build my first ever Pro Complete that I ever got from a friend of mine, Jeff Gall, from back in the day. And we got something a little special, so a little different this episode. So we have our usual channel sponsors, Jarek's Skate Shop and Skirt Wheels. But today we have a very special sponsor for this episode. So I just want to give a shout out to Dan over at Aaron's Brands, who was very generous for sending me some of his products. Now, I will be putting all of his Instagram information up there in the episode. You can follow him at Aaron's Brands. And then, so Dan, who kind of got his inspiration from Shorty's, because we've been talking about, his brands and it's a grassroots brand, which is what we need today in skateboarding. And Dan, again, was very fortunate enough, and I'm very, very grateful for what Dan said. So Dan's got he's got a few different companies under his umbrella. So right here, he was very generous to send me a sheet of his grip tape company called Delivery. And then he also has a bearing company called Sparrow, which he also sent me some of the washers and the bearing, the washer kit. And he's also got a company, he's got Midnight Hardware. And then he's got his BB Riser company. So it's pretty cool when, someone who has grown up in the skateboarding, has a dream of owning their own products. Could be something simple as a clothing company. Could be something as simple as, again, risers, hardware, bearings and grip tape. Something as simple. You don't have to own your own board company. You don't have to own your own shoe company. You could just own the small things and make the biggest impacts on the skateboard community. And so, again, I just want to give a shout out to Dan. Again, thank you for the goodies, man. I will definitely be putting these to good use. I would definitely, like I said, I know we talked about maybe a future collab later on in another episode. That would be so friggin' dope. I would like to, if we can, eventually get some product in, raffle it off, and let the Beyond the Board, viewers try some of your stuff. Try some of your grip tapes, bearings, your hardware, your risers, and who knows, we might have just introduced them to another brand that makes quality products. So I just want to again say thanks to Dan for not just sending me the goods, sponsoring this episode, but at the same time, just what you're doing for skateboarding. It's very important that, with brands like Nike and Adidas and New Balance, who not only have infiltrated the shoe game, but also back these other these skateboard brands when really they're not skateboard brands. They are owned by big corporate, and it's awesome to see real skaters owning grassroots brands like Dan over at Aaron's Brands, with Delivery Grip, BB Risers, Midnight Hardware, and Sparrow Bearings, and of course my my sponsor, Skirt Wheels, another grassroots brand. All right. So like I said, I wanted to make this episode a little more special, a little more deep, a little more personal on a level, like I said, because I'm leaving on this weekend to go. And so I'm not only going to build it, but I'm going to talk about it and just everything that went through my mind when I first got my Pro Complete. Now, like I said, with my Origins episode, I kind of explained what I went through, but I kind of went through the entire Origins. I kind of want to dig a little deeper into the the beginning of me picking up a skateboard. So, it was, late 98, early 99. And, a lot of the kids in my neighborhood and bands had X Games boards and whatnot, and skateboarding was starting to get big. I think a lot because, X Games was getting on TV. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater just got released. And so, I wanted it. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. This is different. This isn't a team sport. This is a sport just about, yourself. Just one with us. No teams, no coaches, no bullshit, no nothing. So, I got my very first board, very, very, very first ever skateboard at the Mesa Market in Arizona. It was an 80s style where it's just got the flat, it's got only the one tail, that doesn't have the nose that curves up. It was like $35 and had big 80s style wheels, plastic wheels. It also has just regular janky metal trucks, high thick plastic risers. And so I remember my mom was saying, well, if this is something you're serious about, that's cool, but we're not going to drop $100, $150 on a brand, on a complete. I get it, because, when you're that young and you are first into something, it might just be a fad of, flash in the pan and then it goes. So I started messing around that board for a while, and then it kind of started going to shit, and my mom kind of realized that, hey, it was a little more serious. So I think it was for my birthday. And I remember the graphic verbatim. It was back in the time when they had X Games boards. You can get them at Target. You could get them at Walmart. It was black, and so it was a black graphic, and it had two orange stripes that formed an X going from the nose meat to the tail, and in the center was a white circle. And then it had the X Games logo on it in orange. And so that was my second board that was today's modern shape with, the popsicle style board. And then after a while, I really started getting more and more into skateboarding. I wasn't really learning tricks yet. Again, I was just learning how to ride a board. And, I remember one day I came home from school and I was like, Mom, look what I got. It was the old school CCS catalog. And all of us back in the day in the golden era, how when we got CCS catalogs, we were circling all the shit that we want. Shoes, hoodies, pants, shorts, whatever. And so I circled everything that I want, and my mom was just like, "No, I don't. Maybe when you're a little bit older, or I forgot what excuse. I forgot what she said, but more or less, she's like, if you really, really, really want one of those boards out of the CCS catalog, you're gonna have to get a job." So I did. I took up a job working for the Village of Shabants. I was doing essentially like yard, like so I was doing maintenance, but it was mainly like a lot of like landscaping, like going to the ditches and weed whacking and doing odds and ends job, making money. And then my buddy Jeff was like, "Hey, dude, I kind of stopped skating, but I got practically a brand new board. You want to buy it?" And I said, "How much?" And he goes, $50. I was like, "Yeah, sure. Let me get on that." So, what you see right behind me here, this is legitimately. It's not my first like board per se, the one that I had when I first bought, but this is an original Shorty Skate Block Wave from 1999. So this was the exact graphic that I bought from Jeff. Now you can see here on the right. This is also the same graphic. I don't know why. Shorty's lighting it up a little bit. I was kind of pissed because, like, even though, yeah, it's my first ever graphic, but the board you see behind me, like, this is legitimately the first board that first professional board that I ever rode. And what also was pretty cool about that was when I first got that board and I started really playing a lot of Tony Hawk Pro Skater, I'm like, Shorties. I was like, "Who's this Chad Muska dude?" I was like, "Hey, Chad Muska writes for Shorties," and fucking hooked. That Shorties, like I said, I put a post up on the Instagram a little bit earlier today. Like I love a lot of brands, a lot of brands I fuck with, and a lot of pros, I like their style, like Hawk, Mullen, Chet Thomas, Tom Penny, Bob Bergquist. But till this day, my favorite of all time is, and always will be Chad Muska. And I think not only just because of his style, because he was definitely different. Like he was, his shoes, he made some badass shoes with Circa, the 701s, the 901s, the 902s. And just his style alone, like he was wearing baggy cargo swishy pants, had them rolled up, skating with sleeveless shirts. He was skating with the beanies with the the little bill on him. He was skating with backpacks, and he was different. Like he had that hip hop influence to not just how he dressed, but a lot of the music that he used for his parts. And also later on, Chad went on to do his own music with Muska Beats and use it in, I think, a video part or two. And it was also on, I think, Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I think it was on Thug 1, if I remember correctly. And, I guess I made that personal connection because as much as I was a metalhead, because I was, I started playing guitar at 6th grade, I also loved the rap and hip hop community, and I loved how he essentially took a genre of music that I like and my newfound world of skateboarding and just mashed it together. So it was just like I said, it's just we all of us, that started skateboarding, especially in the golden era, like we just have that one board, we have that one brand, we have that one pro, that you just like have that big connection, that deep connection that not only it means a lot to you, but it brings up a lot of, good memories, from a time of, the golden era from 99 to 2007, 2008. It could go a little bit further, but that's when, things started really changing and whatnot. So, when I got my first board, so like I said, I have the original graphic here, the reissue, they're hanging up, and I also bought one specifically to set up. So, my first board that I got from Jeff Gall was the gray and blue. Like I said, that's the original from 99. This is the updated version, if you want to call it, from Jeff Gall. So this is a 8.0 Shorty Skate Block Wave deck that you saw on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1. And oddly enough, let me go grab it real quick because I just got it in the mail today. You guys will probably recognize this. Nope. Son of a bitch. Wrong one. Hold up. You guys will probably recognize at least these two graphics. If you've played Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, should have properly set this up. Oops, my bad. So, I just got these in the mail today from Shorty's. Ordered a bunch of stuff. So, if you played Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, you'll recognize this graphic, which is one of the boards you could use with Muska. So this is the 7.75 Grizz, I like to call it the Green Bay Packer colors. Shorty Skate Block Wave. That was one of the boards that you could use with Chad as you kept progressing, unlocking boards. And another colorway, or another graphic, was the red, white, and blue. This is an 825 Shorty's skate block that you got to use with Chad as you progress through the levels and unlocks tapes and stat points. So, again, this is the original board. That's the original graphic. But this is my first ever pro board, the graphic, the Shorty Skate Block Wave. Back when independents used to say USA, when they were still made here in the States. I think these are like stage 7 or stage 8. Independent trucks, which came with the complete. These were a son of a bitch to find, but somehow I found them. So the first set of wheels that I ever had were the Speed Demon Light Powder Donuts. These, brand new, found them on eBay for like $35. Right here. These were the first ever set of wheels that I had on my Pro Complete that I got from Jeff Gall back in the day. Lucky bearings came with the Complete. These are the Black Beauty bearings that I also had when I was a kid, the Lucky Black Beauties. And of course, everything else was Shorty's, you know, the Dux riser pads, and then a Shorty Silverado hardware right here, and of course, a sheet of the Black Magic grip tape. That was my first ever Complete. So, without further ado, let's start building this bitch. You know what I forgot? Razors. Oh my god! Yeah, you can tell I definitely didn't properly think this one through. Not all the way, probably because I have other stuff on my mind, which is acceptable, which is understanding. So I just got it was a 96-hour notice when I got the phone call saying, oh, by the way, you just got reactivated again. So, yep, here it is. The first board, first ever pro board in all its glory. So when I first got this board, I was riding, I remember my ma took me to Jarek's on Jefferson. This was after I moved out of Chavance because I never had any like legitimate skate shoes until I moved back to Braidwood my sophomore year. So my first ever pair of skate shoes, which they're on another rack, were SXL OGs. So here we go. If you've never ever gripped a board, it can be a son of a bitch at times. Like you've literally got to line this shit up just right, or it's gonna be bunk as fuck. I'll just do it this way. Put it at the ends. Push it. Oh, yep. See? Again, this is when you're done fucked up right here. So let's try it this time. Better. So one of the secrets to putting on grip tape on a board is making sure that, like, before you do anything else, that you flatten this bitch out, because air bubbles are a motherfucker. Not fun to deal with. So again, yes, this is Shorty's Black Magic grip tape, which is probably some of the best grip tape out there. I'm definitely excited to try Dan's Delivery brand because, like I said, this is a grassroots brand, and grassroots brands usually don't cheap out. They go all out because they want to build a quality, reliable brand for skaters to use. But at the time when I first started skating, there was a Shorty saying with the grip tape ads, if it ain't black, it's whack. And that is absolutely true. Shorty's Black Magic grip tape used to be flying off the shelves at Jarek's and a lot of other shops that I used to go to. Funny story. So when I was on our Disney trip with Band and Choir, so Corey, back then, yes, it used to say Black Magic all over it. I don't know why they got rid of the Black Magic print, because every sheet that I've bought from Shorty's, like directly from their website, it doesn't say that anymore. And for a little bit of a time, they actually had a little Black Magic logo cut out. It's like 2006, 2007. But yes, back in the day, it used to say Black Magic on the white paper back in the day. All right, so let's make sure that we get our board gripped properly, laying properly before we start taking our screwdriver. So there's multiple ways you can grip a board. There's multiple ways you can grip. What's up, Dylan? What's up, homie? So there's multiple ways you can take screwdriver. I always just take a screwdriver. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, for those of you who haven't seen the proper way to grip and the cut, you got to do this. So I'll show it for you guys on Instagram real quick, and then I'll have to set it down. See, what I'm doing is I'm taking the grip tape and I'm taking my screwdriver and I'm creating a line to where when it's completely 360, I'm going to cut all along it to make sure that that is very precise looking. Oh. Well, it's just telling me it's 55 degrees out. Yeah, it's nice. I had the windows open earlier before it got a little too cold. All right, so like I said, I'm creating this line right here, which you'll see that's how it's done across the board at all skate shops. Me, I don't ever get a board gripped at the shop anymore, because when I used to work at the back of my board shop back in the day in Braidwood, like I had to learn how to grip a board, and so ever since then it's like, yeah, you don't need to do it, I'll do it, because if I want to do a cutout, I'll do it my way. Again, I just want to give a shout out to Dan at Aaron Brands and all of his brands, delivery grip tape, BB risers, Sparrow bearings and Midnight Hardware for, like I said, not only the, we got, okay. Oh, we've got, I'm trying to set this up. Hey, Dylan, for some odd reason... Oh, there we go! Holy shit, I didn't know we could do this. Hey! Oh, dude! I see what you got behind you. Fuck yeah, dude! Fuck yeah! That is just fucking rad. So, ladies and gentlemen, so for those you can't see, because we're filming, obviously, while we're on live, Vaughn Conrad, who is the owner and proprietor of our second sponsor, Skirt Wheels, is actually joining me live on Instagram video, which I didn't fucking know I could do this. And he, oddly enough, behind him was the red and black Shorty Skate Block Wave board. Yeah. I had to bring it out. I had to pop in for a minute, Danny. What's up? How you been doing, man? Man, I'm trying to get all my ducks in a row for the most part. I'm staying on top of it, with me leaving this weekend. Like I said, I pushed like hell to get a lot of shit done today, which I did. I got my haircut, got the oil change. I double-checked my uniform bag. I packed all my workout gear. Now tomorrow, it's literally just the civilian, my regular luggage. And then probably like Uncle Sam shit, like travel stuff and like waiting to get orders. And then I got to send orders to people. So honestly, I busted ass today to make sure, like I said, I was going to say I was going to try like hell to get this done. And because, like I said, Dan was very generous to send that stuff. You're freezing up. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. There you are. I see you. I think it might be your, okay. Well, yeah, there's a few things I wanted to pop into leak on the live stream. So the first thing is, if you show up at an event, a Pitbull event, you get one of these. Danny, I will have one of these for you. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, I think we're having technical difficulty. Oh, okay, there you go. All right, you're back. So, I don't know if you can see this, Danny. I can't see it, yep. You can see this? Yep, I can see it. I see hardware. This is going in your studio. This is a prototype I got sent. Oh, hell yeah. From a friend of mine with a new company. So, okay. This will be coming out shortly. All right. But I wanted you to get a good look at it first before I talk to these guys. Oh. Okay, I'll say I remember when Hammer in Hardware used to be a thing back in the day. If I remember correctly, I think it was. If I remember correctly, I think it was Grind King that had the Hammer in Hardware.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We had Hammer and Hardware all the way back in 1998.
Yeah.
And we ran it all the way up to 2005. Yeah, but past that, man, I'm glad to see you putting together your board. Looks dope.
So,
happy for you.
while you mentioned the whole pit board thing, I guess it's time to make the official announcement. Ladies and gentlemen. So thanks to my wheel sponsor for getting this deal done, getting this connection done, which I'm excited to be officially announcing because I did tease this. Pitbull Skateboards is now a part of the Beyond the Board family. They are our third sponsor for the YouTube channel. It's a Chicago-based board brand, which like I said, the goal here at this studio is to be the headquarters for everything Chicagoland skateboarding. We wanna hype up our brands that we have here. We wanna hype up our AMs that are trying to make it to the big leagues, trying to make it to the pros. And Pitbull, like I said, they're a Chicago brand and they're joining, they are coming aboard the Beyond the Board family, which is going to be what the hell's going on? Which is going to be part of the, Chicago land skateboarding empire, and this is going to be the focal point for it. So glad I can finally officially announce that, which is pretty dope. So kind of a good thing you left this the last time when Bray was here. It worked out perfect. So yeah, so that was the big announcement that I was teasing last week. So you can hit him up at Pitbull Skateboards on their Instagram. And then I know you said did you guys just completely sell out? You're all completely out of boards?
No, we still have boards.
All right. Still have boards. So you can go on Pitbull's Instagram and get a deck and go try it out. And again, why pay the shipping and why buy something that's coming halfway across the country when you can buy from your backyard? Grassroots. It's skater owned. It's grassroots owned. It's Chicago's brand.
Yeah. Speaking of Chicago's brand, I'm looking at a new skater for that brand, Danny.
Really? Do tell.
Yeah, the guy's name is Justin. Pretty well-known skateboarder back in the day.
Okay.
His name's Justin Smolinski. I'm gonna hit him up here soon, see if he wants to join the dog pack.
Dude, you know what? Here's the thing is you gotta scoop up these skaters before these other companies go, okay, who is this kid? And then it's like, no, that's mine. Back off. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Scott Anderson, my old guitarist homie. He's actually in the chat right now.
Oh, nice. This is...
Yeah, so... Yeah, but as for Schmo, I tagged him down below. People who are watching this, check that dude out. I'm going to actually try to drag him into Pitbull here shortly.
Okay.
I might have to throw him some other sponsors as well, but... Yeah, Smo Show's one to watch, and I think I'll drag him in for an interview when you're ready, Dan.
Okay, yeah, like I said, as of right now, I know I'm going to be gone till at least the end of December, but once I actually get when I get close to the finish line of these set of orders, then we'll start, because I'll probably have a week and a half off, because I'll earn some leave, and then we will start getting stuff ready to go for 2022.
Yeah, and just let me know what you need done, boss. I'll get it done,
All right, thanks a lot, homie. Like I said, thanks again for, not only just you coming aboard the family, but just trying to help build this channel into what the vision that you and I have had discussed. Many phone conversations about how we want to take this.
Hey, we're from the same family, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah, And what sucks is I was really hoping to do an episode of Jerick's right around Christmas time or right before Black Friday. Well, clearly that got shot to shit. But you know what? Again, that's okay because, again, this is the kind of business that I knew I was getting myself into is get off one set of orders and Uncle Sam needs you again and you don't bitch and you just say, all right, where am I going?
Yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes, man. But, we're proud of you out there serving the country. But when you get home, we'll get the skate fam together. We'll get some stuff rolling.
Oh, yeah.
I got to hit up Justin, though. It was great talking to you, brother.
You too, man. All right, I'll talk to you later, Dylan.
I'll see you, man.
All right, later. All right. So that right there, like I said, that was my other sponsor, Skirt Wheels. That's Vaughn Conrath, or I've known him for a while, Dylan. And he's also works with Pitbull. So like I said, I'm glad to finally announce that, yes, Pitbull Skateboards is our third sponsor for the channel. So, all right. So getting back to gripping a board and whatnot, like I said, this is, for all of us that skate, we know how it's done. But for those who are either, watching on the channel or watching live, like I said, I made this line so that way I can get a really good precise cut like this. Because I don't know about yous, but I'm a little anal as far as like having just a little bit of like chunk of grip hanging off, because that would just bug the living hell out of me. All right, so far this is turning out to be a pretty damn good grip job. That was a nice little surprise from Dylan. Like I said, we talk all the time, either on the skirt wheels, chat on Instagram, or him and I'll text, phone call, just to touch base to see what the hell's going on. See how both of us are doing. Because skaters supporting skaters, which is how it should be and how it needs to be. All right. So yeah, when I first worked at the back of my board shop in 2006, it was a little tiny skate shop we had in Braywood. I sucked ass at grip. But as Rob Angone, who owned the shop, he was like, you're going to get better at grip. You just got to keep gripping boards. And if you keep fucking up grip tape, I got plenty of sheets. I was like, okay. And after a while, I got pretty proficient at gripping boards, where it's like, I remember I was setting up a bunch of completes for the studio for future episode purposes. I think I did like 8 or 9 boards in one day, and I was like, holy shit, I think I'm good for a while. Oh hell. Actually, you know what? That fuck up wasn't too bad. All right. So as my timeline goes, like I said, I know I explained a little bit in the Origins episode, which was episode 1. You can go back and check on the channel. But this is when I got this board, is when I really started learning more of the fundamentals, like the actual, like learning how to ollie and shove it, and like axle stall, and the basic stuff that you learn when you're first skateboard. All right, so another lesson going back to gripping is you want to take. I usually take I like to call it the triangle piece of when I cut from the outside. And what you're going to want to do is to make sure that grip doesn't peel up. That may sound loud on the Instagram. Sorry about that. Everyone who's just joining us, I just want to give a shout out and say what's up. It's awesome. I'm glad I'm doing this episode a little bit different way. Like I said, I'm shooting for the channel, but at the same time, I want to, like I said, make it a little more personable. Since I'm getting ready to leave soon. So yes, the reason why I do this, and a lot of us skateboarders, we do this, is to make sure that our grip doesn't peel along here. All right, so that is good to go. As you can see, a cleanly gripped board. Shorties with shorties. Now next I will put on my hardware. So like I said, when I bought the board from Jeff, I did have Silverado hardware, and again, then I will be putting together kind of like a hodgepodge board of like, it's nobody's setup. It's just a complete, which I'm going to actually be using a set of skirt wheels and all of the products that Dan sent me. So like I said, I'm going to be using his Midnight hardware here. But the reason why they called them Silverados, just a little bit of a history lesson, because back in the day, most of your bolts were black. Yeah, they had some color ones, but shorties wanted to be different. So you know what? To differentiate from your nose and your tail, they gave you 2 silver bolts right here. What you want to do. All right, so there's that. You want to poke holes in the grip tape so that way you can put your hardware coming through the top. Putting this together, it takes me back in a time warp to when I was just in middle school, going into high school, when I didn't give a hell a lot about anything, and I just wanted to get down this and learn more about skateboarding and stay up till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning on my N64 playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater, because at the time that was the only game I wanted to play. Yes, I played a lot of GoldenEye, but after I got Tony Hawk, I was like, all right, GoldenEye, you gotta take a back seat. There we go. There we go. All right. So I know with a lot of skateboard graphics, you can tell what your nose and your tail if they'd go, vertical, but with some of your horizontal graphics, it can be a little difficult. It can be a little like, which one's my nose, which one's my tail? And a lot of times, on a lot of shapes and a lot of boards, you can say, okay, well, that's my nose and my tail. Shorties had a little bit of a different shape back then to where it's like, it almost kind of looks the same. But this top S right here is the nose of the deck. So obviously I'm going to put my Silverados back here on the tail. So what really happened is when I got back to Braidwood, when I guess you could say I started really learning a lot more, because that's when I really came across some homies that skated. That's where I met Drew Olajar, Eric Curl, Robbie Reynolds, and Zach Meditz, who would later on become the crew. And then a year later, my best friend Tim Titus would come along, and then we just added another one to the crew. And this is where we really, all of us, I wasn't the best. And actually, I was more of a freestyle guy. And Titus is like, I'm going to get you to fucking skate street. So that's when I really kind of, took my Rodney Mullen influence. Because as much as I love shorties, I just kept breaking those fucking boards. And, I watched round 2 and I'm like, who's this Rodney Mullen dude? This dude's fucking awesome. And then I was like, oh, I want to get it. I want to try an 18 board next. And then 18 folded, and I was like, oh, there's a new brand and called Enjoy coming out. Let me get an Enjoy. And myself and Robbie Reynolds were the first 2 in Braidwood, and I think in the area, even in Joliet, I don't think no one was skating Enjoy, because we were the first 2 to actually get Enjoy boards. And we were like, when we go to skate parks, we were like, you're skating Enjoy, and then all of a sudden it started catching on. But when I was skating all the Muska and Shorties boards, when I learned how to ollie, learned how to kick flip, learned how to heel flip, shove it, pop shove it, 50-50, axle stall, nose stall, tail stall. Because back in the day, we used to just fuck around on the smallest shit and go, I bet you can't fucking axle stall that, I bet you can't tail stall that. Click. We actually got pretty good at doing stalls. So when we would go to Kankakee, back in the day, they used to have a high brick wall over at the Walmart, the old Walmart in Bradley, a brick wall. And I remember one day I went with Robbie Reynolds, and we're like, oh, dude. And he's like, yo, let's see who can fucking no stall and tail stall this shit. And that's what we were doing. His mom was getting groceries or whatever in Walmart. And here Robbie and I are skating the freaking parking lot. And when we went over to the old Kmart next door, and I think we got the cops calling us, because we heard the cops. I'm like, let's go back to Walmart parking lot and kind of hide by his mom's car. All right, so putting in the hardware here. Again, this is Shorty Silverado 1-inch hardware. Like I said, I love a lot of brands, but Shorties will, again, I'm wearing the hoodie, the board. Shorties will always have a special place. It sound weird, but it's a special brand in my heart, because it's, like I said, it's a deep connection. Like I said, especially those of us who skated back in the day. Like I said, there's just those skaters, there's just those brands, there's a pair of shoes you just have that connection to, and it just kind of brings it all in the feels. All right, so as you can see here, again, the reason why they called Silverado, 2 black bolts, 2 silver bolts on the tail. It'll differentiate from your nose to your tail. Now, I did know some people that did put the Silverados on the nose, which is, there was nothing that said you couldn't, but it was just easier for me to put the Silverados on the tail. So I think I forgot, or I mentioned, but also I had Dux shock pads on my original Complete from back in the day also, which back then we all skated with risers, and I actually liked skating with shock pads better, because they literally acted like you had a set of shocks on a skateboard. Nose and toes, yep. It is true with skating with risers, it does decrease. It does actually give you more angle for your ollie, and it does help decrease, not stop, but decrease the stretch cracks that you get along the hardware holes. But what's nice with the shock pads is they do that, but they, like I said, because they're soft, when you're that impact, it actually does kind of help with the wear and tear and abuse You know, not just on your board, but on your knees and your ankles itself. So again, I just want to give a quick shout out and thanks to Dan at Aaron Brands. You can hit him up at Aaron Brands on Instagram, and then from there on out, you can see all of his other brands like Delivery, Grip Tape, Midnight Hardware, Sparrow Bearings, and BB Risers. Again, thanks Dan for sponsoring this episode. And I know we talked in the in the DMs. I hope we could definitely collab again for another Beyond the Board episode. Like I said, I would love to. Maybe we can build a good partnership to where, you know, we can get some of my viewers, some of your customers. Would absolutely love that. Again, it's the skateboarders supporting skateboarders mentality. It's like why skate a set of frickin' Reds when, you know, we've got a grassroots brand, and it's like more than likely, and I guarantee it's probably better than frickin', you know, some of the other nonsense products that are out there that are you know. They have been around for a while, but, you know, just like independent, how they went from USA to overseas, you know, it may have the name, it may have the legacy, but does it still have the actual reputation? More than likely, 9 times out of 10, probably not. All right. So a lot of times I use a drill, but just my luck, I do end up stripping some freaking hardware heads, and I'm just like, you know what, fuck this, I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. I'm going to take a screwdriver, and I'm going to take my handy-dandy pig skate tool. Oh, that's what's up, homie. I see that. All right, so, again, the reason why for the Silverados, there's your nose. Obviously, I haven't put the set of hardware in, but, you know, back then, it's like, oh, that's your tail? Cool, all right. I know which way to skate. Okie doke. So again, I just want to bring these out. You do not know how freaking hard it was to find these Speed Demon little powdered donut wheels. Now back in the day, Speed Demon made wheels, they made bearings, and then later on they made decks, which kind of sucked, kind of like what Pig tried to do. But Speed Demons back then, they had really good wheels, and their bearing team was freaking stacked. You had, you know, Roon Glifberg, you had Rodney Mullen, you had Daewon Song, you had Jeff Rowley, you had Tom Penny. Like, you had some of the biggest street, and a couple, you know, like I said, you had Roon Glifberg, you had Mike Crum, who were 2 big heavy hitters back then, riding for Speed Demon. So Speed Demon was definitely a bomb-ass brand back in the day. Shout out to Pitbull Monolili. What's up? Thanks for joining the chat. All right, so next on we're going to put the front truck on. Yes, dude, like I said, Speed Demon had a lot of their wheels with this particular with the Speed Demon dude, just in different uniform, different color, different sizes. But yeah, dude, I'll do a little bit close. There you go. Yeah, like I said, these sons of bitches were hard as fuck to find, dude. Yeah, I remember seeing the green ones, because I remember in the CCS, it was Speed Demons at one time almost took up 2 rows in the catalog. All right. So while I'm putting this together, let's get it in the chat. You know, what were your guys' first completes? You know, how did you get in? Did you get them from a friend that you bought off of? Did you get them from a CCS catalog? Did you get them from your local skate shop? Let's see it in the chat. What were your first? Let's see it in the chat. Not only that, but those of you who are watching the episode after I get done filming it and edit it and put it out in the channel, you know, comment. What was your first complete? You know, the conversation doesn't have to stop here. We can always expand it upon the comment section of the YouTube channel. All right. Let me grab the other. Like, so I'll admit, I got a lot of completes. A lot of it is because I'm a skate nerd, or as Dylan has coined me, the skateboard historian. And I do have a lot of old school pro OG setups. And a lot of them I actually did skate when I was younger. But I will definitely say that as far as like most meaningful setup that I have out of my completes, this one will probably definitely take the cake again, just because this was my very first setup that I had in when I bought it in 2000 before I left and came back to Braidwood. So yes, I did start skating in 98. I fished, I guess you could say 99, but my first ever like legitimate board, legitimate complete was to summer of 2000. Y2K. When we all thought, oh great, the internet's going to crash and shit's going to fall out of the sky because 0000. 21 years later, we're good. We survived it. And after I did snap this board, I did that's when I went to Jarek's for the very first time. No, second time, because first time was to get some shoes. Very second time, because my buddy Casey, who I met through the races, was like, yo, go check out Jarek's. And I was like, all right, cool. And that's where I got my first pair of shoes. First complete, Spitfire Light LTD wheels, Lucky hardball bearings, tensor trucks with the sliders. No problem, man, I got you. And Zero single skull first run. Yes, which they still make today. What we got? First real setup, mini logo blank, Destroyer trucks. Destroyer, not too many people know about them. If you skated back in the day, you knew people said Destruct. I'm like, no, Destroyer, there's another truck, there's another brand. Mini logo wheels and green Lucky bearings, which sucked. Fun fact, I have a set of Bob Burnquist wheels, Corey, that have green Lucky bearings in them to match the green Richta wheels that Burnquist had. Oh my god, dude. CKY2K before, the precursor to Jackass, and I'm sorry, but CKY2K, in my opinion, will always be better than Jackass. Even though Jackass was funny, but I don't know, CKY2K again, because it was non-mainstream. You had to have someone 18 to go buy it. Like I remember, so this look, and we're gonna take a little trip down memory lane. It was when I think it was CKY3 came out, and my best friend Tim Titus and his girlfriend at the time, Taryn, they were 17. No, I think it was just Tim. Tim was just in the mall. No, I think Taryn. Either way, Tim couldn't buy it because he was 17, and I was home. I think I was home between semesters. I was home for some sort of break my freshman year of college, and I remember him meeting me where the Lids was at, giving me money saying, hey, can you go buy me CKY3? And of course I did it because, well, that's what homies do. That is what homies do, is we hook up and we buy each other, the shit that, I'll hook it up, dude. Give me the cash. I'll get you your CKY3, which was so stupid back then. You know what, Corey, going back to what their Lucky comment, Lucky, I think the green bearings, the green and the gold bearings were like their cheap shits, like their lower budget, and the black beauties, I think, were more of their higher end. Kind of like how Shorty's has quick bearings, which were their kind of bullet on the budget, and then you had Black Panthers, which were their more high end. All right, cool. So we've got both set of trucks on there, like I said. I'll point to you, like I said, there's the shock pad right there that I had when I was younger. Again, like I said, they both act as a riser, but also as, literally like a shock pad. All right, well, let's unscrew. Oh, hell. Let me do this a different way so I can have the board facing not only the camera, but you guys on Instagram. The green mini, oh my God, yes. Yes. I can't believe you fucking brought that up. That's great. Speaking of which, the holiday season's around the corner. If you got a kid, like how we got our first, some of us that got into skateboarding got our first Christmas completes. Hey, if you got a kid that wants to skateboard, make it memorable. Get them their first Christmas complete. They'll remember that for the rest of their lives. And I can tell you why, because if you watch a lot of episodes of the Nine Club, you do see a lot of these pros talk about, I got my first Christmas complete, and like that is a consistent thing throughout a lot of the interviews on the Nine Club. So you got a kid or you got a friend or whatever, get them their first Christmas complete. They won't forget it. All right. Probably have to stand up for this one because this is going to need a little more more oomph on it. Oh, hell, I kicked my water bottle down. Thank God it's got the lid on it. Oh, that was pretty easy. Damn, this is starting to hit me right in the feels. Not only because I was, like I said, I was really bugging out that I wasn't going to be able to get this episode out. You know, like I said, especially since Dan sent the care package because I'm leaving this weekend. But like I said, this is, you know, like I said, you guys, I don't give a damn how old you are. You'll never forget your first complete. Never, ever, ever forget your first complete. Look at that. Look at that. Such a beautiful friggin' thing. Here, let's see if we can move it a little bit more this way. So yeah, let's keep the conversation going. What was your guys's? We got a couple so far. We got Dylan's first setup. We got Corey's first setup. Let's keep the conversation going in the Instagram chat. What was your guys's first setup? And hell, it doesn't even have to be a setup from the golden era. If you just recently started skateboarding in the last 5-6 years, who cares? What was your first setup? You know, it's, you could be young, you could be old, you could be whatever age. It doesn't matter. If there's one thing I can tell you is you're never too old to frickin' pick up a board. Chet Thomas said it best. I'll skate till I can't walk. And that is absolutely correct. All right, cool. So we've got 2 out of 4 wheels on. Let's get the other 2 on. So, like I said, I started progressing a little more when I was in Braidwood, and it was awesome because I had a crew around me. How tight do you run the axle, but how much play do you have? So, I remember when I was a kid, Corey, and even now I actually just noticed with these, is that as good as the Indies were made in America, their axles at the time, the Stage 7s and Stage 8s, had a tendency to slip. I know I've seen some other people comment on some of my other posts that Fury slipped. My Indies slipped then, and it seems like they might have slipped now because that last one... Yes, that was Chet Thomas's quote from Globe Opinion. Again, that is one of my favorite video parts of all time. That'll be a future episode of literally just me talking about, top 10 video parts of all time. Not all time, my personal top 10 video parts. And I think that'll be another episode where we'll go live on Instagram. And then I'll pull the clips and I'll talk about the clips. So I've noticed because these are a little bit older, these are the Stage 8s. I think these are either they're the Made in America Indies, which were like 7 or 8s, and which is what I had. I do have to run the axle nuts a little bit tighter because I just noticed when I first put these on, it's like, oh Jesus, this is definitely hand tightened, and I gotta fix that. But yes, Globe Opinion, fantastic video. We'll be talking about that in the future. All right. Holy shit. This is it, guys. This is a 1-for-1 spec of my first ever Pro Complete that I bought from my buddy Jeff. This is definitely... I'm not gonna get teary-eyed here, but this is definitely special because you hear some of these pros on the 9 Club and even the other interviews that talk about their first completes, and unfortunately they're not fortunate enough to get all the components to build their completes. And Vaughn, if you're still here, Dylan, if you're still here, I hunt for shit a lot of times. I haven't seen United by Faith. I need to watch that. I think one of the reasons why I didn't watch that is because I don't think a lot of the OGs like Gershon, Chet, Rodney, Chad Fernandez, Matt Mumford, they weren't on there. But I definitely will check that out. Damn. This is it, YouTube. Right here. First ever complete board. Obviously, this was the original color. Again, shorties, not bitching because I was able to get this color. Just wondering why. Why did you lighten it up? So yeah. Don't know if I'm just going to keep it like this or if I should, not today, but in the future, skate it for nostalgia. I don't know. I might skate it for nostalgia, get some scratches on it just because this is where it really all began. This is where I began, bought this board, bought this complete before I moved back to Braywood and met up with some of my homies that I still talk to today. So here it is right here. First ever complete. First ever pro complete. So like I said, let's not take into account I had the two shitty boards before that. Alright guys, so I'm going to wrap it up here. So I'm probably just going to relax for the rest of the evening, collect my thoughts, and put together a list of what I need to get done tomorrow before I leave for Saturday. But again, I want to give another shout out to Dan over at Aaron's Brands for sending me some goodies. Like I said, you can check him out at Aaron's Brands on Instagram. You can also check out his bearing brand, Sparrow Bearings, the washer kit. You can also check out his hardware brand, Midnight Hardware. I'm actually curious when I do throw these on a board. These risers, they seem like they could. You don't want your risers too stiff. I've learned that you kind of want some play in your risers. So I think he's onto something here with these BB risers. And then last but not least, of course, he threw me some stickers, which is awesome. Like I said, I want to do another future collab with Dan to where we can possibly start raffling off some goodies here to the Beyond the Board viewership to try out Grassroots brand. And then, it's upside down. And like I said, I was very fortunate, and thanks again, Dan, for hooking it up with a sheet of delivery grip. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, I was very happy that I was able to get this in before I left. As of right now, I'm on the docket for 3 months. We all know that can change. That could either get extended, that could get cut short. Either way, I'm just happy that I was able to get this done before I left. I wanted one more episode as soon as I was really like, I want to hammer this out before I go. Dan the Man. Like I said, you can check him out at Sparrow Bearings, at Midnight Hardware, at Delivery Grip Tape, at BB Risers, and at Aaron's Brands. So I wanted to give him a shout out, and I also want to give another shout out to our new member of the Beyond the Board family, Pitbull Skateboards. Definitely look forward to working with you guys, and bringing, not only some of your boards to showcase here, but some of your riders to also interview. And like I said, because we're 9 clubs got the pros, we've got the Chicago AMs and up and coming and local pros that we're going to start hammering out here. So anyway, guys, again, thanks for tuning in. Both, like I said, I'm going to get this. I don't know when I'm going to get it finished, but I will be taking everything with me. I'll be taking my computer. I'll be taking the phone that I use to shoot everything, and I'm going to be uploading it. And then once it's done, I will make the note. I will put up on the Instagram, which then will sync over to the Facebook. And I'll also put it on my personal Instagram at OG_border_99. When the episode is up, I will post the link in the bio, and then, check it out, tell your friends, post it in your Facebook groups, let the homies know, about this episode. Like I said, it's pretty damn cool. I was able to find everything and put together my first ever pro complete. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I look forward to bringing you more bomb-ass stuff, both with Beyond the Board and more interviews with Beyond the Episode after I get back from Uncle Sam duty once again. So again, thanks for tuning in on the Instagram Live. Thanks for tuning in on the YouTube channel. Look forward to getting this edited, getting it put out there. And again, I look forward to, I guess you could say 2022. because I'm going to be out of here unless I get cut short. So look forward to, I guess you could say, season 3 of Beyond the Board 2022 with Jerix, Skirt, and Pitboard, and hopefully more brands want to come on the Beyond the Board family. So again, thanks a lot for tuning in, and I'll see you guys later.